It's the Phil Queezy Show on KVNU. Today, Phil will be saluting another one of Cache Valley City's paradise, gateway to Avon, which is down the road a fair piece from Hiram, which we all know is a suburb of Nibley, which stands majestically in the shadow of Providence, the sauerkraut capital of the universe, which is, of course...
Well, Cache Valley, the big hand is on the 1 again, and the little hand is on the 4. It's 14 o'clock, by George. It's time for the KVNU turkey, Filbert Dilworth Queezy, to tweet your woofers. Why, he might even woof at your tweeters today, but at any rate, he'll be doing it shortly, right after this.
It's 4:05 at KVNU and time for today's feature film. Today's movie, 3 Men and a Queezy. The heartwarming story of 3 swinging bachelors who find a fat, bald-headed disc jockey in a baggy diaper at their doorstep. Oh, it's a laugh a minute as these 3 reluctant daddies take turns with potty training, colic, teething pains, and more potty training. Starring as the 3 men are Bill Walter as the swinging actor, Al Lewis as the swinging cartoonist, and Igor as the swinging one-eyed hunchbacked brain surgeon. And introducing Phil Queezy as the disc jockey who babbles a lot and spits up on the furniture. Don't miss the first hysterical reel of 3 Men and a Queezy coming right up after this.
Live from the Little Miss Muffet Lounge, high atop the Curds and Whey room at Gosner's, it's the low-fat, new and improved, polyunsaturated, condensed, and homogenized Phil Queezy Show, starring Phil half and half Queezy and featuring buttermilk Bill Walter, giving you hot flashes from the KVNU newsroom, Al Lewis, who'll butter you up with sports, and Igor, who curdles milk, cuts cheese, and weighs the curds. Now, I'm sure you're saying to yourself, ice cream for Phil Queezy. He's the cream of the crop. Please be filled with the milk of human kindness and send him out. Well, folks, we send him out all the time, but he always comes back. And that, folks, is the utter truth. No bull. Well, I guess we milked that one for all it's worth.
Live, kind of, from the Transcendental Meditation Room, poised majestically atop the Maharishi Mahesh Yoga Bear bed of nails, it is the Phil Queezy Show and Naval Contemplation Hour, featuring news headlines from Mohammed Walter and the sports from Saeed Lewis. Mr. Phil Queezy is presently in the lotus position, trying to remember his mantra, and will join us as soon as the paramedics untangle his legs. Thank you very much. And now on KVNU, it's the Phil Queezy Show, going out to all of you ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, monsieurs and mademoiselles, heron and damen, senors and senoras, men and women, sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, males and females, mamas and the papas, comedians and comedians, hunks and hunkettes, studs and studesses, dudes and dudettes, adults and adulteresses.
This is a test. For the next 3 hours, this station, in cooperation with the Society for the Limitation of Ugly Radio Personalities, SLURP, will conduct a test of your gag threshold by airing the Phil Queezy Show. Remember, this is only a test. Had this not been a test, KVNU would have put a real disc jockey on the air. Remember, this is only a test.
Oh, you doesn't have to call me Mr. Queezy. My name is Filbert Dilworth Queezy Jr., but you can call me Filbert. or you can call me Dilworth, or you can call me Philly, or you can call me Dilly, or you can call me Queezy, or you can call me Greasy, or you can call me Sleazy, or you can call me Philquee, or you can call me Dilquee, or you can call me PQ, or you can call me DQ, or you can call me Studley, or you can call me Dudley, or you can call me Budley, or you can call me Pudley, but you doesn't have to call me Mr. Queezy. Well, the little hand is on the 4, and the big hand is on the 1. It's 41 o'clock at KVNU, and time for the Phil Queezy Show. Today's top prize that'll go to some lucky listener will be an all-expense-paid round trip for 2 to Lard Acres for the annual Fanny Lift and Tummy Tuck Festival. But more on that later. First, this. And now on KVNU, it's the Phil Queezy Show, the show that gives radio a bad name, coming to you in 3D from the grease trap under the grill at the Ballard Junction Cafe and Service Station, where their motto is, eat here and get gas. That's right, folks. Remember, the next time you're cruising through Ballard Junction, stop in and get your tank filled. And while you're at it, fill your car up with gas, too. We'll join Phil shortly, but first, this. Hey, don't go away, folks. It's time for KVNU's equivalent to Rosemary's Baby. That's right, the Phil Queezy Show. But first, this. And now on KVNU, it's the Phil Queezy Show, coming to you live from the Domain Palace, featuring the cuisine to make you green. Today's special at the Domain Palace, what the cat dragged in Parmesan. And for dessert, you can have your choice of lizard pie, sausage-flavored ice cream, or chocolate-covered pig's nose on a stick. Well, Phil Bear just posted bail, and he'll be here in a bit on KVNU. And now, from the beautiful Mini Pearl dining room buried deep in the bowels of the Maynard Ferguson wing of the Oliver North Document Shredding Center, high atop the Ron Contra Arms Hotel, it's the Phil Queezy Show on KVNU, brought to you by the makers of Willie Make It Prune Juice in the easy-to-spot can. We'll join Phil and his band of merry men right after this message about your money. And now, in living color and holographic thermonuclearity, it's the Phil Queezy Show on KVNU, coming to you live on tape from the Hervé Villechaize Memorial Kneecap Refinishing Parlor on the mezzanine floor of the splendidly beautiful Vanna White House, where President Ronald Reagan once forgot to remember. Phil is standing by in the wings. Or is he winging it by in the stands? But first, this very important message from the makers of something.
Shazam! This here's Gomer Queezy. Surprise, surprise. All of us folks down at Gooseberry listen to Country Cousin Philbert on KVNU all the time. Opie, Aunt B, Barney, Andy, just all of us. Y'all should too.
This is Truman Queezy. You may have read my book, In Cold Blubber, an expose of the whaling industry. Phil Queezy hasn't read it. He can't read. But KVNU has seen fit to put him on the radio, so it might behoove you to listen.
Igor, you listen. Master Phil Queen, KVNU, or Igor Terlipsov.
This is Phil Queezy's great aunt hypochondria, and I've got this pain. But anyway, I always have the ambulance drivers and the recovery room nurses wherever I happen to be. Turn the radio dial to 61 KVNU. KVNU and listen to the Phil Queezy Show. And you should too. Oh, would you like to see my new scar? It's right here.
This is Captain Jacques Cousteau. Well, Philippe is down photographing the sharks eating his foot. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you all to listen to my crazy nephew, Philbert, on KVNU.
This is Phil Queezy's Uncle Fuckfucker. All of us here at the home always try to stay away from Phil Queezy's radio show on KVNU because it tends to harden our arteries. But I think you could handle it. Why not give it a try?
Hello, this is Cousin Side Saddle Queezy, star of the Fire Island Rodeo, reminding you to listen to Filbert on KVNU. I always listen whenever I'm not writing some beast out of shoot number 1. Yippee-ki-yay.
Oh, hello there. This is Breezy Queezy, Filbert's mother. Please listen to my son on KVNU. He gets all upset and won't eat his vegetables if you don't listen, and then I have to whip the bottoms of his little feet with a rubber hose and lock him in the broom closet for a while. So please listen to my baby Phil Queezy on KVNU.
Hi, this is Gaylord again, down at the intensive hair unit, reminding all of you to listen to my partner Phil Queezy on KVNU. Ooh, he'll put some kink into your spit curl. Well, I just simply must be running now. Have to do a roll-up. Ciao, ta-ta, kiss, kiss, ooh.
Pretty baby! Phil Queezy, KVNU! Pretty baby! Hollywood and Cracker! KVNU, Phil Queezy! Pretty baby! Pretty baby!
Hi, all of you savages out there. This is Gaylord, Phil Queezy's partner down at the Intensive Hair Unit Beauty Salon. When Filbert leaves work here and goes up to KVNU, I always listen, and so should you. Well, got to be going now. Toodles, bye!
Are we on? We are? This here's J.R. Queezy, and I'm Filbert's cousin. There ain't nothing more satisfying than Filbert's radio show on KVNU. Just a pinch between your cheek and gum and you're set for the afternoon. Well, happy trails. Hee-haw! Oh, hello there, dearies. This is Filbert's mother, Breezy Queezy. There are certain things that don't taste good but are good for you. Spinach, cow's tongue sandwiches, and the Phil Queezy Show, just to name a few. So tune in to my baby's radio program on KVNU. If it doesn't kill you, it'll make you feel better. Bye.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Are we on? Oh. This is Phil Queezy's pop, Wheezy Queezy, begging you to please listen to my idiot son on KVNU. Oh, yes, I know that his elevator doesn't go to the top floor anymore, but he's harmless. Oh, I know that he'll dry up your cows if you turn the volume up past a whisper, but just remember, it could be worse. What if he was on TV?
Hello, sport. This is Phil Queezy's Aunt Derriera. When me and my husband Butkus ain't watching roller derby or pro wrestling or some other cultural event like that, we always listen to the Phil Queezy Show on KVNU. And so does our son Keister. Say hello to the nice folks, Keister. Hi. This is Jack Palance. Listen to Phil Queezy on KVNU. Believe it or not. Oh, hello there, you wonderful cash value. This is Phil Queezy's Aunt Cheesy Queezy, my husband Curd, our daughter Velveeta, and I would like to remind you to listen to my strange nephew Filbert on KVNU. Hello. This is Fud Queezy reminding you that if you would like to listen to a wee radical radio personality, listen to my wooning nephew Filbert on KVNU. He'll give you rest and relaxation. Wee.
Oh, hello there, dearie. This is Phil Queezy's mother, Breezy Queezy, reminding you that if you don't listen to my weird son Filbert on KVNU, I may have to send you to bed without any supper. Goodbye now.
Arr, and avast ye mateys, this here's Long John Queezy, reminding you landlubbers to listen to my favourite swab, my nephew, Filbert Queezy, on KVNU. Arr, and if you don't, I'll keel-haul you, make you walk the plank, and have you drawn and quartered, hang you from the yard arm, and make you stay in for recess. Arr.
Are we on yet? Oh, we are. This is Phil Queezy's pop, Wheezy Queezy. I'd really appreciate it if you'd listen to my boy Filbert on radio station KVNU. Oh, I know his pilot light's on low. It was an accident at birth. The doctor slapped the wrong end. But he's harmless, and KVNU's been so good to let him come and play with all of their equipment. The doctors tell me it's good therapy. Well, I gotta be running along. Thanks to you.
Hi, this is Gaylord, Phil Queezy's partner here at the Intensive Hair Unit. You know, the beauty parlor for ladies who are losing their hair. Well, anyway, as I was saying to Bruce just the other day, when I'm not swamped with perms and roll-ups, I said, I just love listening to Phil on the radio. He's done a lot for my character, and he would for yours, too. He's on radio station KVN. Oh, honestly, kid, it's you. Ciao.
Are we on? Well, all right then. This here's J.R. Queezy, and I'm Filbert's cousin. Whenever I ain't out on the rodeo circuit, I certainly enjoys tuning in to Cousin Filbert on radio station KVNU. Yee-haw! Don't go away, it's time to play KVNU's hot new game show where you, the listening audience, can choose questions to answer about history's hottest fortune teller. That's right, we're going to play Pick Your Nose Stradamus right after this message from the good folks at the Orson Welles Weight Reduction Center, where they are having a special. For this week only, when you have liposuction done at Orson Welles, they'll save the cellulite that they vacuum out of your thighs and completely free of charge mold it into a likeness of Dom DeLuise. But you must act fast. Pick up that phone and dial 555 LARD. And if the line is busy, dial 555 Czechoslovakia. Or if that line is busy, dial 555 anti-disestablishmentarianism, but do it today. Don't go away, it's time to play the hottest game show on radio. That's right, folks, the ultimate in greed, the $10,000 million Wheel of the Feuding Pyramids, starring Wink Sajak, followed by Bowling for Meadow Muffins, the hot new game show starring Baxter Black, in which farmers compete to win fertilizer beyond their wildest dreams. But first... Well, Cache Valley, it's 5 after 4 on KVNU. That means it's time to gird up your loins, put your shoulder to the wheel, put your nose to the grindstone, put cotton in your ears while Phil Queezy puts his foot in his mouth. Mr. Queezy. Mr. Queezy. This is your wake-up service. It's time for you to get up. You have to talk on the radio now. Mr. Queezy, open your eyes and look at me. Mr. Queezy, we told you to get to bed before noon, but no, you had to go out and howl last night, and now you're blaming us. Get up, Mr. Queezy. Igor? Igor, you're going to have to pick up Mr. Queezy and put him on that chair there. Now I want you to slap his face. Thank you. Mr. Queezy, it's time for you... Oh, it's no good. Igor, you're going to have to push that button there in front of you. Thank you. And now on KVNU, it's time for this afternoon's morning movie. Today's feature, The Jackson 5, Part 2, starring Stonewall Jackson, Bo Jackson, Jesse Jackson, Mahalia Jackson, and Scoop Jackson, with a special cameo appearance by Jimmy Hoffa as a stretch of the New York interstate system. We'll join today's feature right after this message from the makers of Mrs. Pertwee's electric liver pads. And now on KVNU, it's the Tabloosy Gumbladder Show, starring Vibraldi Baldenfling with his guests Shotswoggle Neflitzenbaum and his lovely wife Goonslatter Starvenglutz, with special guests Birnbaum McWiggle and Potawatomi Bloof, with extra special guest Pertwee Bonwobble, Austin Fluger Gazoom, Kalasu Zertsniggle, and Teen Feeblio Gazort, with his extra super-duper special cameo guest appearances by Gertie Gollum Swoozy, Flossin Booger Turnblitz, and Woundflab her tuba hots. Hello there, boys and girls. It's 4:05 on KVNU, and time for the Uncle Phil Quee Show, featuring Uncle Phil Quee and all the gang. There's Igor the Enchanted Hunchback, Princess Martina Navratilova the Rainbow, Grunt the Enchanted Frog, and Bruce the Magic Fairy. Today's Uncle Phil Quee Show is brought to you by the accounting firm Martin, Barton, and Farley. We'll join Uncle Phil Quee in the land of Crocahooey right after this. Hello, please, very much. We are pleased to present Satanic Nurses. The blasphemous and thorough, not very good story of a demonic male nurse, Beelzebub Nightingale, who writes a scandalous book about the demonic possession of a leather handbag maker entitled Satanic Purses. The story of the Ayatollah's turban winder, Bill Queezy, who does not pay his exorcist and gets repossessed and writes a book about a mortician whose funeral vehicle is inhabited by the devil and is entitled Satanic Hearses. You will soon hear this story on KBNU unless the $6 million death squad arrives and sends it to hell first. Thank you, please, very much. Please pass the ammunition. And now on KVNU, today's tearjerker melodrama, The Edge of Edginess, starring Phil Queezy as the man whose brain was fried at the age of 3 when his mother sent him into a round room and told him to sit in the corner. Also starring in today's episode, Bill Walter as the hooker with the heart of gold, and Al Lewis as the owner of the Schnauzer. And And now on KVNU, it's the Phil Queezy Show with Phil's guest, Cardinal Richelieu, and his special guest, Giselle Mackenzie, with extra special guest, General Poon Twaddle Thorndip, with cameo appearance by Meryl Streep, special extra cameo appearance by Lemoyne Thudpucker, extra special extra cameo appearance by Beulah Lardhump, special super duper extra special cameo appearance with extra cheese by Sidney Lumpswish, and a super duper extra special thick crusted special sauce and 2 all beef patties cameo appearance by the late Calvin Coolidge. And now let's join today's episode. Oh, I'm sorry, we're out of time. So that just about does it for today. Join us for tomorrow's Phil Queezy Show, when Phil's guest will be Kelly Trapuka, and his special guest will be Ralph Barfus, with extra special guest Norris Nausea, cameo appearance by Wretch Heavington, special extra cameo appearance by Neely Upchuck, super extra special cameo appearance with extra cheese, hold the sauce, and extra onions by Vomitina Fluenza.
This is a test. Clear your desk and take out a sheet of paper and put your name on it. Don't look at your neighbor's paper, or I'll give you a 0 and call your mommy, and she'll ground you. And then Daddy'll come home and sell you to the gypsies. And then we'll take your picture and put it in the papers and hang it up in post offices and put it on grocery bags, telling everybody that you cheated on a test. So remember, you little monsters, this is a test. Now, number 1, what's the square root of the capital of Borneo? Number 2, who's the mayor of Ballard Junction? Number 3, what's Bo Derek's phone number? Number 4, what are the lyrics to Louie Louie? Keep your eyes on your own paper, you little monsters. Warning. The following program has been rated by the Society for the Limitation of Ugly Radio Personalities, SLURP, and has been rated S for silly. Parents are encouraged to use caution in allowing children under the age of 46 to listen to this radio program because it contains sensitive subject matter which should not be taken into bright sunlight. In fact, it's more than sensitive, it's downright ticklish, especially under the arms. In fact, if you were to take a feather and stroke the bottoms of the feet of this material, it would probably die laughing. So be careful. Don't say we didn't warn you. Go ahead, listen to the Phil Queezy Show on KVNU and see if we care.
And now, live and in color from the tastefully redecorated Slim Whitman dining room, high atop the majestic Dolly Parton Twin Towers annex of the Smithfield Livestock Auction, situated conveniently adjacent to the parking lot of the R&G Drive-In Restaurant and Cowboy Coffee Emporium, which is located just a hop, skip, and a jump from Louis Pitcher's Horse Corral, which, of course, is just north of Jack's Food Town, which is a convenient driving distance from the tastefully redecorated Slim Whitman dining room high atop the majestic Dolly Parton Twin Towers annex of the...
Today's Phil Queezy Show is brought to you by R.J. Reynolds, makers of fine tobacco products such as Nicotine, the smokeless chew for brainless teenagers. Kids, don't let the facts about cancer scare you. If you're one of those discriminating young people who'd rather lose your tongue, jaw, and throat to oral cancer than let some adult tell you what's bad for you, if the thought of pouring mush through a funnel down what's left of your esophagus at mealtime stimulates your macho psyche, if you love the manly look of a wad of ground-up weeds poked behind their lip and a brown drool leaking down the side of your face, then nicotine is the chew for yous. Now available in 3 sizes: small for wimps, medium for guys who scream like a woman when they see a bug, and extra large industrial size for super macho studly men who want women to hang on him like ornaments on a Christmas tree. Nicotine for studs like yous. Now available at a mortuary near yous.
Not this record! Not this record! Not this record!
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I've kind of lost track myself. But Ian, this is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and would blow your head clean off. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
You got me, Doc. I'm going. Everything is getting dark. I'm gonna kick the bucket.
Wait! The rabbit kicked the bucket!
The rabbit kicked the bucket. 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 The bucket. The bucket.
You may have noticed that Paul James isn't on the 6 and 10 o'clock sports as much during the football season. Traveling, you say? Well, that may be part of it, but I have a cousin who works at KSL Television. You may have seen her on the tube. Her name is Shelley Osterquist. Now, Cousin Shelley tells me that it's a rather closely guarded secret that Paul James has, over the past several football seasons, developed an inoperable double-tongue lip hernia. What, you ask? The Dean of Utah Sportcasters developing a double-tongue lip hernia? How can that be? Frank Gifford and Hot Rod Hundley don't have that problem. How can a pro like Paul James let such a thing happen? Well, it's this way. Frank's toughest tongue-lip coordination chore during a game is to say William Refrigerator Perry. Piece of cake. Hot Rod does have to get his lips and tongue into hyper-warp drive in order to say Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the like. And granted, in a fast break overtime, the man could, if not careful, strain something. But Frank and Hot Rod don't have to contend with the awesome chore of clearly articulating the names of those South Sea Islands BYU football players. Names like Vi Sekahima and the like. There are tons of them, literally. And they're talented football players, too. That means they get to play a lot. And Paul James gets to place his tongue into jeopardy of liplash on every down. The man deserves more pay. Now, many people wonder how Lavelle Edwards comes up with all of these talented hernia makers. Well, Cousin Shelley Osterquist filled me in on that one, too. He sends his scouts down to the winningest high school football program in Polynesia, Bookham Dano Murder Wanaloa High School in Honolulu. Now, football isn't everything down there at Bookham Dano. It's the only thing. Now, I have obtained for you their starting offensive and defensive lineup. First of all, the offense. The quarterback is just a junior. His name is QB Slamajama. The fullback, a senior, Refrigerator Humungamoso, gonna go a long ways. The halfbacks, Hialeah Givaluki and Tongalea Huayamia. The split end, Tongalua Deka Howley. Linemen are Guacamole Ikidudu and Willie Stikatuya. And now the defense of Bookham Dano Murder Wanaloa High School. Tackles are Navy Himabigi and Tagaloa Thumpa Umpa. Other linemen on the team, Sushi Fishamungus and Berserka Mumu Tanamula. The nose guard's name is Dewey Wackadooey. The punter is Snapatumi Kikatuya. The field goal kicker is named Itsabitsi Brokatoa. The center's name, Amagana Haikatuya. The defensive backs are Iglai Spadahiki and Meku Lukasili. The punt return specialist, his name is Itsaflota Faircatcha Hui. The leading pass interceptor on the Bookham Dano Murder Wanaloa High School football team. You've got to watch out for this guy. His name is Sneakyoso Grabba Piggy. Oh, they've even got a boy cheerleader. His name is Kinkiola Madonna Louie. And I almost forgot the name of the coach, Pesafella Terra Hera.
They've even got a local guy who referees all of their home games. His name is Myopia Drop-a-Hanky. Well, there you have it, the Bookham-Dano Murder-One-Aloha High School football team, and every one of them will be going to BYU in the near future. And you wonder why Paul James has a double tongue lip hernia? I hear his doctor's trying to talk him into early retirement.
All my generally worldly children, restlessly turning on the edge of the guiding hospital. In our last episode, you'll recall Dr. Malpractice was addressing the staff of St. Nowhere General Hospital and Mink Food Factory when he was melted by the sultry gaze of Chief Nurse Fanny Fangboner. She wanted his body, and not for science either. The doctor's pacemaker began to fibrillate, and then Nurse Fangboner slipped up beside him and whispered something into his good ear. His pacemaker went berserk, and all the neighbors' garage doors flew up. Meanwhile, in another corner of the hospital, there was a waxy yellow buildup. And on the maternity floor, young Virginia, Dr. Practice's innocent 13-year-old granddaughter, head cheerleader at Sleazy Crests Junior High, had just given birth to quintuplets in a broom closet so that nobody would know. As she sat there counting the mops, she tried to decide who the father was. After all, she had dated the entire Sleazy Crest High School football team one night. And elsewhere, at St. Nowhere, young Dr. Bill was trying to make the decision as to whether or not he should go to Denmark and have the operation. And still elsewhere, in the boiler room of St. Nowhere, Biff and Kitty had been tied up to a steam pipe by the phantom orderly, who always covered his identity by wearing a bedpan over his face, and ran into furniture alarms, and always had strange smelling breath. Little did Kitty know that the phantom was actually her deranged son, Jason, from her first from her first marriage to the third husband of her sister's ex-lover's roommate's dog's veterinarian, Deloy. Will Jason do ghastly things to Biff and Kitty? Will Biff and Kitty mind? Will the censor cut to a commercial soon enough? Will Virginia get out of the broom closet in time for her junior high school graduation? And will Dr. Bill go abroad and come back one? Will Dr. Practice succumb to the feminine wiles of Nurse Fanny? And what about Eulalie? Be with us next time, same station, for all my generally worldly children, restlessly turning on the edge of the guiding hospital.
Once upon a time in a Corin country, there lived a beautiful girl named Rindersella. Now, Rindersella lived with her muggly other and her two sad blisters, and she had to do all the work. She had to muck the keels and dosh the wishes. She had to flop the more and wean the clindos. She had to deed the fog. I'll tell you, it's a good thing they didn't have a baby at that house, because she'd have had to bange the chavy, too. Now, there also lived in this same Corin country a Parming Trintz. His name was Trintz Parming. Now, Trintz Parming wanted to have a fancy fall so that he could check out that year's crop of mare phaetons. So he sent out invitations to all of the meeple for piles and piles around, especially the pitch reaple. When Rindercella's mugly other and her two sad blisters got their invitation to the Pransome Hince's Bancy Fall, they all dent wound town to buy some Clancy foes. But Rindercella couldn't go, 'cause all she had to wear were some old ruddy dags she got from the Alvatians' army. So she just cat right down and sried. But the buds and the butterflies sang her a song, and the dice did a dance, and they reared up Chindercella. For now. But when the night of the Bancy Fall arrived, Rindercella's mugly other and her two siggly usters did out the war in their Clancy foes. And the iggliest of those two susters actually tuck her stung out at Rindercella, and she sang, "Nyeh, nyeh, 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 nyeh." Poor Rindercella, she just cat right down in her ruddy dags and sried. And she sried and she sried. I thought she was gonna eye her cries out. Not even the buds and the butterflies could cheer her up this time. And while she was kittin' there a-sryin', her Gary Fodmother appeared and waved her wagic wand at her, and she said, "Rindercella, you can go to the Bancy Fall." And Rindercella looked down, and she saw that those old ruddy dags had been changed into a Forgis Gormal. And she saw that a gumpkin out of the pardon had been changed into a Kid Boach. And she saw that 6 of the mancing dice had been changed into Hicks Sight Horses. Stig Ballions, I mean, they might even have been the Dudweiser Clydesdales. Well, Rindercella climbed into the Kid Boach and was all ready to go when the Mary Fodguther pointed her finger and said, "Now, Rindercella, you listen to me. I rented that Forgis Gormal from Rinda Lonstadt, and if you don't have it back in 3 hours, I gotta pay double. So if you're not home by the moke of Stridnight, I'm gonna turn you into a tumpkin." And so off she went. Well, when Rindercella got to the Bancy Fall, the Hinsome pranced deader at the moor, 'cause he'd been watching through a wooden window. And they danced all night. They ranced around the doom, night under the roses of the sticked wet mother and the two sassy nisters. But they didn't recognize her 'cause she looked so much different without those ruddy dags and that heasy grayer. Plus, she was wearing a mask, just like the Roan Langer. Well, like I said, Rindercella and the put-looking Grints danced all night. And they lell in fove. And it wasn't luppy puv either. It was no fassing pantsy. It was the Theo Ring. They could tell by the way their hearts went patty-pit. But just then, the mock cluck Stridnight, and Rindercella wan array with a Pransome Hince in pot her suit. She staced down the rears, and when she beached the rottom, she slopped her dripper, and she wan array into the night. Now that prince seaved a heavy high, and he went back to the Bancy Fall, but none of the other mare Fadens could even hern his head. So next day, he went all over that enchanted kingdom trying to find the beautiful burl who had slopped her dripper. He finally came to Rindercella's house and tried that slash gipper on her steply Ugg mother, and it didn't it. Why, it wouldn't even fit her tig bow. And then he tried it on each of her two sad blisters, and it didn't it. Too many borns and cunions on their finky steet. And then he tried that glass slapper on Rindercella, and it fitted it. So Rindercella and Shrintz Parming had a royal wedding, and they lived heavily after ever. Now the story of this Maury is this. If you want to loll in fub with a passion drinks, don't forget to slop your dripper. Once upon a time, there was a female fig. She was a puther mig with little thrigs. Well, one day this sig bow told her thrabish to back their pags and heave long, 'cause she couldn't afford to afford 'em anymore. Times was tough. Now each of these little thrigs went in a different direction. The first little fig built his Strauss out of haw. Pilly little sig. No sooner was that house finished than who should dock at the door That's right, the wig-wad wolf.
Piddle-leg, let me in.
Not by the chair of my henny hen.
Then I'll puff, and I'll huff, and I'll hoe your blouse down.
And he did, and he had short pops for supper. Now the peccant little Sig built his stouse out of hicks. Pilly little Sig, he was Dutch as summy. And you know who bopped on dry for a damn hinner. That's right, the weevil Ulf.
Piddle-leg, let me in.
Not by the chair of my henny hen.
Then I'll puff, and I'll huff, and I'll hoe your blouse down.
And he did. And he ate short pops and dossage for sinner. Now the purd little Fig was smarter. He made his blouse out of hicks. Why, he even had a phone fireplace, and he had a 4-ring ryer going in it all the time. Now this wasty Nulf had developed quite a paste for little tiggies. So he headed over to the hick browse, and he downed it on the pour.
Piddle-leg, let me in.
Not by the hen of my cherry chair.
Then I'll puff, and I'll huff, and I'll hoe your blouse down.
And that Pulf wuffed, and he wuffed, and he wuffed, until he was flew in the base. But the mouse of Hastenry was stand-stilling. So the ferocious villain climbed up on the roof, and he started to chime down the chimney. But he fossed his looting, and he flipped and he sell into the faging ryer and was curnt to a brisp. And that was the end of the Wooked Wilf. And the part little Smiggy grew up, and he lived heavily after everward.
Mateys, this is Long John Queezy, the most feared pirate that ever paced a poop deck. When me and my crew's out on the high seas robbing and a-plundering, we always listen to me nephew, Filbert, on KVNUR. And you'd better too, 'cause if when you don't, I'll make you walk the plank. I'll keel-haul you. I'll have you drawn and quartered. I'll send you to Davy Jones's locker. I'll send you to bed with no supper. Arr. Arr.
All my generally worldly children restlessly turning on the edge of the guiding hospital. In our last episode, you'll recall that Dr. Mel Practice was performing a cash-ectomy on Mrs. Pettigrew Strangebottom, wife of the most wealthy banker in town. Just as he was about to remove her Visa card, a blackout plunged the operating room into total darkness. It was even darker than usual in there. Could this be the work of terrorists? Could it be Hurricane Beulah? Or Tropical Storm Florence? Or even Gale Sayers? Or maybe Gale Storm? Or could it be that the power company did not believe that the check was in the mail? As Dr. Mel and Nurse Fanny Fangboner were groping in the dark, the orderly wheeled the patient out of the OR and back into the safety of her room, while the financial office checked her credit rating to see if her life could be saved. Meanwhile, on the roof of St. Nowhere, the phantom orderly, his hand still on the fuse box, was adjusting his bedpan, which he always wears in front of his face to keep people from realizing that he, in reality, is the illegitimate child of Dr. Killjoy. And Down in the basement, Biff and Kitty were giving vent to their unbridled passion. And out in the stables, the bridled horses were passionately venting. And down in the hospital furnace room, all the vents were clogged with bridles. Oh, what a hospital! Will the phantom orderly give vent to his rage? Will Biff and Kitty ever stop venting? Will the furnace repairman ever fix the bent vent? And will Dr. Mel and Nurse Fanny Fangboner find out which way they vent? For the answers to this and other questions, tune in, same time, same station, to all my generally worldly children restlessly turning on the edge of the guiding hospital.
This here's Trooper Buford Queezy of the patrol. When me and Bubba's out looking for speeders, we always listen to KV and y'all. Course, when Philbert goes on the air, we gotta turn him off 'cause he screws up the radar. But I hope you'll listen. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Ladies, have you ever wanted to look just like the wife of a famous TV evangelist? Have you ever wished you had millions of tax-free dollars to spend on making yourself look just like you got embalmed? Have you ever wished your lashes weighed enough to give your eyelids a triple hernia? And have you ever wished you, too, could look as if you'd had so many facelifts that your ears meet on top of your head and you have to keep picking lint out of the dimple on your chin? Well, this is the offer for you. As part of a promotional campaign, a large marketing firm called PTL, which stands for Pass the Loot, is offering for a limited time only the Tammy Faye Makeup Kit. That's right, ladies. Now you too can experience the thrill of feeling your makeup slide off your face and onto your shoes. The Tammy Faye Makeup Kit, accept no substitutes, can be delivered to a railroad siding near you. Each Tammy Faye Makeup Kit comes complete with the following: 37 55-gallon drums full of genuine Tammy Faye eyeliner, enough to last you 1 full month. A boxcar full of Tammy Faye eyebrow pencils, so that you too can draw your eyebrows on right up into your hairline, just like Tammy Faye. And a tank car full of official Tammy Faye brand liquid lard, the only makeup foundation guaranteed to give your face that radiant Crisco look. Now, if the Tammy Faye Makeup Kit were being offered in stores, you might expect to pay $1, possibly $200,000. But you can't get it in stores, so we're going to charge you more. That's right, folks. For the ridiculously outrageous price of only $3 million, you can own a Tammy Faye Makeup Kit. And if you order now, we'll include the applicator trowels and rollers absolutely free. Please include $600,000 for shipping and handling. Or you may wish to buy the optional Briggs & Stratton 400 horsepower spray applicator. Please include your check or money order for an additional $2,400,000. Just think, girls, now you can stay home in your air-conditioned doghouse and smear your Tammy Faye makeup on while your husband is out chasing the secretary around the prayer tower. To place your order, please send your tax-deductible check or money order to Inch Deep Cosmetics, 666 Hallelujah Way, Hosanna Heights, Georgia. Please allow 16 years for delivery.
Inspector Queezy talking to you over the phone from my room in the Gay Paris. My Minky and my little yellow friend Kato are both here reminding you that you are listening to my distant cousin Philbert on the KVNU. Not now, Kato. Get away from me, Kato, you little yellow assassin. This is not the time for karate. Get away from me! Get away from me, Kato!
Hello, my name is Slick Valdez, spokesman for Exxon, spelled E-X-X-O-N. We're the unrefined company that ruined the environment and killed the wildlife. And do we care? Heck no. We don't have to care. We're Exxon, spelled E-X-X-O-N. What's that you say? Oil-covered birds and water creatures are dying up there? Well, golly, everything's gotta die sometime. And what a slick way to go. A little corporate humor there. Well, folks, we'd like you to know that to make up for our naughty tanker spill, we raised the price of gas at the pump. Try to see it from our standpoint. If we can keep you busy working at a moonlighting job, trying to make enough money to buy gasoline so you can drive to your daytime job, you'll be too darn tired to complain about our little oops up there in Alaska. What's that you say? You think that's crude? Darn right. Millions of gallons of crude. But who's counting? And you know what we say to all of that? So what? What are little people like you going to do about it? After all, we're Exxon, spelled E-X-X-O-N, and we've got you by the carburetors. We're the biggest of the big. You'll say you'll write your congressman? We own Congress. We own the world. We own you. We're Exxon, spelled E-double-cross-O-N. You can all get pumped with Exxon.
All right. Very funny. Very funny. You know who you are out there, and I'm talking to you, buddy. You know it's illegal in this state to leave sacks of zucchini on people's doorsteps and then sneak away like the coward you are. I tell you, some people just don't have any class, and you're one of them. There I am, 3 o'clock this morning, minding my own business as I come back from leaving a sack of zoo tickets, Hogel zoo tickets on my neighbor's back step, and what do I trip over on my porch? You got it, Ace, a sack of zucchini. Hey, what have I ever done to you, huh? I'm telling you right now, this isn't over. This is not over. I will find out who you are. The police are down at Albertson's right now putting a trace on the sack, and before long, I'll know where your kids go to school, fella. And I'll tell you another thing. Every morning when you go out on the step, it's going to be sacks of zucchinis from hell. Yeah, and I'm planting twice as many zucchini plants next year, buddy. You're going to have fried zucchini, zucchini bread, zucchini brownies, zucchini sliced over your Fruit Loops, zucchini ice cream, zucchini fudge. Do you hear me? It's all for you, fella. Zucchini jam, zucchini frozen on a stick, zucchini casserole, zucchini burgers. And when you go to bed at night, fella, you're going to have to kick zucchinis out from under your covers. You're gonna dream zucchinis. There's gonna be a zucchini boogeyman hiding in your closet, guy. And when you go to the circus, the trapeze act will be the flying zucchinis. Zucchinis from hell. And they're coming for you, fella. They'll teach you to leave garbage on my porch.
Shazam! This here's Gomer Queezy. Surprise, surprise. All of us folks down at Gooseberry listen to Country Cousin Philbert on KVNU all the time. Opie, Aunt B, Barney, Andy, just all of us. Y'all should too.
This is Truman Queezy. You may have read my book, In Cold Blubber, an expose of the whaling industry. Phil Queezy hasn't read it. He can't read. But KVNU has seen fit to put him on the radio, so it might behoove you to listen.
Igor, you listen. Master, Phil Queen, KV, NU, or Igor Terlipsov.
pain. But anyway, I always have the ambulance drivers and the recovery room nurses wherever I happen to be. Turn the radio dial to 61 KVNU and listen to the Phil Queezy Show. And you should too. Oh, would you like to see my new scar? It's right here.
Hello, laddie. We are on the air. This is Dr. Ruth Queezenheimer, the famous kinky therapist, reminding you to listen to Philbert Dilworth Queezy, the KVNU turkey, on KVNU. This you can do in any position, but it sounds better if your radio is face down. Bye-bye. This is Captain Jacques Cousteau. Well, Philippe is down photographing the sharks eating his food. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you all to listen to my crazy nephew, Philbert, on KVNU.
This is Phil Queezy's Uncle Fuckbutter. All of us here at the home always try to stay away from Phil Queezy's radio show on KVNU because it tends to harden our arteries. But I think you could handle it. Why not give it a try?
Hello, this is Cousin Side Saddle Queezy, star of the Fire Island Rodeo, reminding you to listen to Filbert on KVNU. I always listen whenever I'm not writing some beast out of shoot number 1. Yippee-ki-yay.
Oh, hello there. This is Breezy Queezy, Filbert's mother. Please listen to my son on KVNU. He gets all upset and won't eat his vegetables if you don't listen. And then I have to whip the bottoms of his little feet with a rubber hose and lock him in the broom closet for a while. So please listen to my baby, Phil Queezy, on KVNU.
Hi, this is Gaylord again, down at the intensive hair unit, reminding all of you to listen to my partner Phil Queezy on KVNU. Ooh, he'll put some kink into your spit curl. Well, I just simply must be running now. Have to do a roll-up. Ciao, ta-ta, kiss, kiss. Ooh.